figure, as you can see in the top left, which we will be calling steps. So you're going to click on lesson 2.3. You're going to create a document right here. And now we're going to save this designs as steps, because they kind of look like steps, underscore, and then you're going to put your last name. For me, once again, it'd be Valentino. For you, it's whatever your last name is. And then we're going to hit create. This is going to bring us to our screen where we have to first create this figure from the multi-view drawing and then turn it back into a multi-view drawing. So it's actually like two activities in one. So the way we're going to build this is, I'm going to build this from the bottom up. There's two ways to do it. One way is to build it from the front back. The other way is from the bottom up. I'll actually show you both ways and see which one you like better. So the first way is going to be to build layer upon layer upon layer. So in order to do this, I'm first going to sketch this bottom layer right here. And this bottom layer is going to be 10 inches. So now we're in inches. So just make sure you go to workspace up. We're in inches. I'm just going to change this to a 0 because I don't want decimals all over the place. And we're in inches now. So this is going to be 10 inches. And the length here is 10 inches. And the depth here is right here shown is 6. So we're going to make a 10 by 6 rectangle to start with. We hit sketch. We're going to sketch on the top plane. Click on the top plane. I'm going to click on my corner rectangle, highlight it, hit enter, and now I want it to be 10, enter, and then I'm going to hit 6, enter. Now notice my rectangle isn't even on my page. That's okay. I can just pinch and zoom out, and I have my 10 by 6 rectangle. Okay, this is going to be my bottom layer. I'm going to hit finish because I'm finishing my sketch. I click on the top, and I still see my piece right here parallel with the top. This needs to be extruded, and this right here shows that this is 2 inches high. So I hit extrude, click on my face right here, and I'm going to change this from a 1 to a 2. And once I do that, you can see, I'm going to hit enter. This pops up 2 inches. I hit the check mark, and I'm good. So now there's my figure. If I look at this from the front, my figure looks like this, all right? If I look at it from the top, it looks like this. And now, based on this, I'm going to be building things up on the left-hand side. So when I hit sketch, I'm not going to sketch on the top. I'm going to sketch on this top of the figure I already built. Now this says face of extrude 1, so I'm sketching on the extrusion. I just click the top to kind of move that over. And this sketch, if you look right here, is actually on the top plane. So you can see the plane of the sketch. You can see it's on the top plane. All right. Now, I want to build this second piece right here. And you're just taking 2 inches off. So I'm going to do a corner rectangle. I'm going to start in the top right corner. And then I'm going to come down. All right. When I come down, I want to go over 8. 10 minus 2 is 8. And I want to go down 6. Right? I happened to almost lock into it already. I could drag this over. Now, it has some things here. The sketch couldn't be solved, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hit the button right there. And I go to top. Now, if I click on this piece, once again, this is 2 inches up. Extrude. And we're going to extrude this one 2 inches. And when I extrude it 2 inches, I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on one of these things over here so it kind of looks nicer. All right, you can see 1 step, 2 step. Now I want to do the third piece, this one right here, which is going to be 10 minus 4, which is 6 by 6, so it's actually a square. So I'm going to hit sketch. I'm going to hit the top because I'm sketching on the top. I'm going to hit the top button, zoom out just a little bit. All right, do another corner rectangle right here. Start moving my corner rectangle, hit 6, return 6. And what happens is you can see now I have a rectangle. I hit my check mark. I hit my top button, and now look at I can extrude the first step, or I can extrude this whole piece, which I want to extrude. And how much am I extruding it? I'm extruding it 2 inches. So I go down to 1. I turn it into a 2, and I got my piece. All right. Now, as you can see, they're facing other directions. So I could take 2 fingers and turn this around. All right. I can kind of hit there. Perfect. So now they're facing the same direction. Notice I went between the front, the right, and the top. That's the top corner I picked. Now, the next thing you have to do is you have to build the circle. I got to cut this hole out. So I'm going to sketch one more time, and I'm going to sketch on the front plane this time, the front of my thing. So face of extrude 1 is my sketch. All right, I'm just going to hit front so it looks a little nicer. All right. Whoops. See, this is why I don't like this program as much, because what happens is the zooms aren't as good. So I'm going to make a center point circle somewhere inside. I'm just going to put my circle down. It says the diameter right here is 3. So I'm going to hit 3, enter. Now, obviously, my circle's not in the right spot, but I can constrain it. It says it's 2 71/100ths from the left and 2 71/100ths from the top. So what I do is I go over here and I look at my things and I look for the dimension key. Dimension is right here. It's the one with the 2 arrows between the leader lines. Not the leader lines, the extension lines. I click on that. I'm going to click on the center of my circle, and I click on the right side. I'm going to drag this down, and this is 2.71. Enter. Now it just rounds it to 3. The only reason for that is because up here what I did before was I changed my workspace units to no decimals. If I want to put it back at 2 decimals, I can. That way you have a 2.61. However, now I just bounced out of my sketch, so I got to double click back in. All right. Your next one to do is shift from the bottom. So I go from the center to the bottom, and I move to the right. And I'm also going to put 2.71. Enter. And now my circle is something called constrained. I'm going to hit my triangle, and then I'm going to hit here. I can hit either one, doesn't matter. I actually like that one better. As you can see, I can light up my circle if I want. Now, in order to cut our way through, we're going to hit extrude. We're going to hit this circle. Now, if I just hit a number, for instance, like 6, it would pop this out, right? If I hit -6, or I hit the arrow the other way, look what happens. It goes through. Now, when it goes through, we're not adding. What we're going to do is we're going to remove. So we're actually going to cut. Maybe go back to 6. Let's see. 6 inches, perfect. We're going to cut 6 inches out. All right, we're going to cut a 6-inch hole. Why did I pick the number 6? Well, this is only 6 inches wide. So as soon as you go through 6 inches, you're in anything. So make sure you use remove. Make sure the depth is there. And I hit enter. And to check your answer, you can just look, peek, hold. Up, there's my hole. All right, so I got my picture. All right, if you want to give a little zoom so you can see the hole going through, that's perfect. All right, that means you went all the way through. Control-Shift-4. You're going to screenshot this, and now we have made our steps. So the last thing we're going to do is we have to make the multi-view drawing. That's the main goal. So if you remember how to do that, you're going to come down to part 1. You're going to click it with 2 fingers at the same time and create drawing of part 1 right here. Now, this one is in inches, so we're going to click the inch button. All right. We don't want it in millimeters anymore. No views. And we're going to hit OK. So it's ANSI A_inch. Now, this is creating our multi-view drawing as we did before. All right, we are going to take our base figure, and we're just going to drop it a little bit above the table. We are going to hit enter, so now we have our base table. All right, you can even, or escape, I forget, it's escape. All right, we can go down. We notice down here, it's in inches, good. That's my name, that's the date I made this. I'm going to click on here for my title, one of these, doesn't matter which one I click on, I'll double click here. All right, what am I typing? This is 2.3 multi-view drawing. I'm going to hit enter, and this is steps. All right, once again, you can leave it center aligned. I like everything to be left aligned. That's just me. Hit enter, or the green button. I don't like where this is because it's kind of touching the title. So I can just drag it over a little bit and drop it there. All right, so now I got this all set up. It's a 1:4 scale. That's what I want. We're using size A. Perfect, drawn, date, good. Everything looks good. All right. Now we already got our circle, and we already got our center mark on the circle, which is great. So now what we need is we need the right projection and the top projection. So we go over to projected view, click on here, drag it up, hit enter. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Oh, zoom in a little bit, zoom out a little bit. here. I got to go zoom in for the center. Oh, there we go. Better. Ah. All right. So we got our zoom in, zoom out. There's my first projected view. My second one is the side. Enter. And then what I do is my 3D view. Just make sure your 3D view looks like that view that we have. Perfect. This is all good. All right. As we did before, we're going to hit escape because now we can move things and move this up a little bit. Maybe move this over a little bit. Move you over a little bit. I'm going to double click on this one. Look at scale 1 to 4. That's what I want. Good. I'm going to right click on this one. Show shaded view. All right. And then remember what we want to do with these two. We want to show all the hidden lines. So I click on this one. Show hidden lines. That'll give me the circle right here. I click on this one. There's going to be a lot of hidden lines here because you're going to have the steps and you're going to have the circle. Okay, there's two different sets of them. All right, and after you do this hidden lines, what you're going to do is the center line. Remember, the center line is right here. Whoops, right here, the one with the dash with the 2 points. Edge to edge is the best one. You want to go between these two, so I click on one of them, and it gives me the center line. All right, I want to go between these two. Click on it, and it gives me the center line. So now I'm all set up, and I'm all ready to dimension, which is the easiest part. So in order to dimension this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit the dimension button. All right. And when I dimension this, first thing I'm going to dimension is the distance from here to here. I just want it to look like the one on the top. All right. Now notice we're going to 3 units. I'm going to change that after I dimension everything. So I'm just clicking on everything. I'm trying to make it look like the one we have. All right, this is a leader line, so this we could drag out this 3. Good. This is saying, now the reason we didn't do the heights and the widths down here is mainly because of the circle that we're doing. As you can see, I'm doing each piece. If I want to highlight here, you can. A problem here may be this. And I'll get to how to fix all these problems in a moment. All right, this is 6. All right, and the bottom one is a width. I could do it either one. You know what? We're going to match this one perfectly. Where's my dimension? My dimension button's here. Now, what I notice here is I don't want all these numbers, right? So what I could do is if I hit each one and hold Command and highlight all these numbers. Note it.
Sorry.
Nope, Siri's talking to me here. Great. I'm going to have one that's going to be a pain right here. Oh, I had it. All right, so I highlight all the numbers, and I'm going to hit right-click, edit. Okay. Now, what I'm going to... went off. Well, anyway, what you're doing here is when you edit these, you're changing this right here, not the tolerance. You're changing the precision to 0. All right, and it's going to change them all. It's always this 2 here that gives me the trouble. You can do these a couple at a time if you want. The precision, you want 0 because I don't want all this stuff out here. See, they don't like to click on this one right here. It always gives me trouble. So what I could do is I could take this 2 and move this 2 over. Bam, and now I got it. There we go. Edit. You're changing your precisions to 0. Like I said, precision 0. And you could do a couple of these at the same time. Edit. And then you go, where's my edit? Edit. Precision 0. Precision 0. All right, so now we all have them here. Now the last thing we want to look at though is notice the 2s are kind of messed up. They're not like in the best places. So you can organize these a little bit if you'd like. you can actually take the 2. All right, I'm just hit escape here, and you can move it to the outside. You can make it look like that. You could take the 2, have it on the inside, and the numbers on the outside. I can put the 2 up here. I'm just going to put it like this. All right, this one I'm going to do the same thing. Now, I don't want to line these up, really, just because if I line them up, it won't look nice. All right. Some people like the 2s on the outside. You know what? I like that better, maybe. 2 on the outside. All right. Notice I staggered them a little bit, though. You can stagger if you want. If you want to just do this, you can as well. Just stagger it a little bit. These 3s look good. All right. These 2s are a little wonky. I don't like the way they look. So I could take this 2. I could put him on the outside. I could take this 2. I could put him between if I want. Or I could just put on the outside. Notice I don't want to, I just want to stagger it a little bit. Move this one up a little bit. And then we're good. And that, my friends, is your answer. And we're done. All right. Last step you're going to do. You want to zoom in a little bit. Perfect. Control-Shift-4. And you're just going to screenshot this. All right. Check all your dimensions. Got the 2, 2, 3, 3. Looks all good to me. It saves automatically. If you want to go back to your Part Studio, you can. Right here. If you want to go back to your original folder, you can do that as well. So that's both lessons for this, and good job.